Zafra Books presents The Orphans of Bell Lane, written by Ruthie Lewis and read by Ruby Thomas. This audiobook is brought to you by Memory Lane, a special community for the very best saga writing from authors you know and love and new ones we can't wait for you to meet. Join us today at memorylane.club. Prologue, December 1849. Waking with the familiar, warm feel of her sister's body next to hers gave Grace a few moments when she could pretend that nothing had changed, and they were at home in Rotherhithe. The cold air in the workhouse dormitory was familiar too, as waking up in winter cold had been normal throughout Grace's young life. It was the sharp smell of other bodies than Rosa's that reminded her, even before she opened her eyes, that home was a long way away, and they would never be going back. The girls quickly dressed in their thin woolen dresses and rushed to the dining hall. Grace sat shivering next to Rosa, waiting for the meagre portion of porridge which, along with a bluish glass of skimmed milk, constituted breakfast. Usually the porridge was warm, but it was very seldom hot and always very thin. Many of the others in the hall tried to warm their hands over the bowls for a minute before starting to eat. "Now, Gracie," said Rosa, "you remember that I will not be in lessons with you any more from today, but you must pay attention to the teacher and work hard and learn as much as you can." "Yes, Rosa," replied Grace, her eyes beginning to fill with tears. "But couldn't you ask them to stay on longer in the school? I shall miss you so much." Rosa smiled sadly. "No, now that I am 10, they say I have no more need to go to school. I can read and write and do sums. I need to learn how to sew clothes for the workhouse. Maybe I will make your next dress, Gracie. Wouldn't that be lovely?" And she gave her little sister a quick hug. "Will I see you at dinner time, Rosa?" asked Grace. "I want to see you before they take us to pick clothes." After the midday meal, the younger children were put to work picking old clothes in order to make rags that the workhouse could sell. The older children had a variety of other jobs, the lucky ones getting to work in the kitchen or the laundry. Half of Grace's day was spent in the finger-shredding work, and after the first few weeks of bleeding and sore fingers, her little hands had toughened up and looked like those of a much older person. "I don't know whether we will be here at the same time or not. I want to do well at the sewing and learn as much as possible so that I can find a good job when I am older and can get us out of here." She gave Grace a kiss on the forehead. "So I will do just as I am told and hope that they think I am a good worker. If they say to stay, I will stay, Grace, my dear. But don't worry, I shall see you tonight. You know I shall always be here for you, Gracie." Grace gave her a rather watery smile and went to join all the younger children who were going up to the schoolroom on the top floor of the workhouse. Sarah, one of the others, pinched Grace and said softly, "You better be nice to me today, or else. Did you bring some of your bread from last night's tea?" "I'm sorry, Sarah," said Grace. "There was no bread left at our table. I didn't get any at all, and there was none to keep. I tried. Really, I did." "That's what you say," hissed Sarah, "but I don't believe you. You are a greedy little pig, and you stuffed your fat face with it. I can tell. You will pay for this." Sarah was 9 and ran an extortion racket among the younger children in the workhouse. Her technique was simple. "Do what I tell you to do," she demanded, "or I will beat you." Beatings with a thick rattan cane were part of workhouse discipline, but Grace was always well-mannered and had so far avoided punishment. The first time Sarah had struck her, the pain was so intense she had almost forgotten to cry. Sarah was particularly fond of preying on newcomers, either cowing them into submission or, when she spotted a like-minded urchin, gathering them to her to form part of her gang. She was careful and cunning. Sarah never bothered anyone older, bigger or smarter than herself, and was always sweetness and light to the workhouse staff.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?